Hi, I'm Yandisa Hene, founder of Yanda Growth Consulting, which is a business growth agency. Over the 15 years that I've worked on innovation, leading innovations, project managing innovations, and executing innovations, I've often been asked what are the key lessons that I have learned coming from successes and coming from failures. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you through the 10 key lessons that I've learned from launching innovations to ensure that you don't make some of the mistakes that I've made and to ensure that you have a lot of successful innovation. Lesson 1, your business strategy and business goal are your anchor. Innovations do not live independently of the business strategy and of the business goal. Often I've been asked to come up with exciting innovation ideas or to come up with an innovation pipeline, whereas it's not clear what the business strategy is. As a result, it could lead to launching innovations that are actually not fit for purpose. So my advice would be, get the basics right first. Lesson 2, research matters. There's a reason why we do research and why it's important to adhere to the research recommendations. I've often been in situations where we're instructed to launch innovations even though the research stipulates that it's a no-go. And what I've often found is that they often fail, or if they do succeed, the success is often short-lived. So please take innovation recommendations seriously. Lesson 3, leverage your colleagues as a source of feedback. Remember that before they are your colleagues, they are consumers and customers of products. So their inputs actually matter and they may have valid inputs that you could potentially use. So my advice here is leverage the resources around you, which in this case would be your colleagues. Lesson 4, build great relationships. Launching an innovation requires buy-in from multiple stakeholders. They need to help you build your idea, they need to help you develop your idea, and they need to help you take it into market successfully. So it's very important that you have very strong relationships and that you're able to influence people when launching an innovation. Lesson 5, timing is everything. When you launch an innovation is just as important as how you launch the innovation. So when you look at your innovation calendar, just take into consideration all the things that could potentially influence or impact the success of your innovation. For example, in some industries, launching an innovation in Q4 is not a great idea because that is Christmas season, therefore your innovation will not get the time in the sun. In some industries, launching in the first quarter of the year is not great because there's a lot of back to school activation. So this is to say, when looking at your calendar, speak to your customers and your retailers just to understand when is the best time to list your innovations and when they believe they will get the greatest uptake and support from consumers. So lesson 6 is less is more. Focus on the big bet innovations that give you incremental growth, incremental volume, and incremental profits. And the reason I say that is because launching innovations takes a lot of resources, it takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of money. So make sure that you choose the innovations that give you the maximum impact. So lesson 7 is just be agile and adaptive. Because one thing I'm going to tell you is that anything can happen when you're launching innovations. You'll be hit with multiple curveballs. So use it as an opportunity to brainstorm with your colleagues so that you can get the project back on track. So lesson 8 is distribution, distribution, distribution. It's very important to make sure that you have your product in the right stores and available to the right customers. And the reason I say this is because there's no point in investing in above the line and below the line, informing your customers about this amazing product that you have if they are unable to actually find it in store. So within the first 8 weeks, make sure that you are fully distributed to ensure that there are no financial impacts and to ensure that you maintain the great relationship that you've created with your retailers. So lesson 9 is execution is king. There's no point in having a great strategy, a great idea, but then you actually fail flat on the execution. So make sure that you have a great go-to-market plan, where it will be distributed, where it will be placed, how it will be promoted, and ensure that you actually match that with the execution once the product is actually shipped to trade. So lesson 10 is really just about realizing that great things take time. So you just need to be realistic about when you will start seeing volume uptakes from the launch of your innovations. I know that as corporations become squeezed on margins and become squeezed on volumes, and profits, they really want to see an impact immediately. However, you really need to be realistic with yourself and the business as to how long it will actually take to start seeing the results of your great work.